Sophia Bush plays Detective Erin Lindsay on the hit NBC show Chicago PD. Lindsay was ready to leave the intelligence unit, join a federal task force, until a fellow officer was shot. Take a look.
So you're officially detailed to task force.
I pushed it today. Shooter was waiting for her here.
There was no shooter.
No shooter. Who pulled the trigger?
The buzzer was rigged to the trigger of the gun. Burgess depresses the button.
So our killer's what? Some kind of brilliant tech whiz?
Don't give him too much credit. He'll only disappoint you when we catch him.
Sophia's with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I've become obsessed.
Thank
I love your
you.
show, I have to tell you.
I'm so excited.
So, and this is this big question hanging in the air, too.
Yeah.
But you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Going.
But not like going to be gone.
No, I think that's part of what's interesting. You know, our show is this really personal, gritty window into how the intelligence unit works, how that area of the police force works. And now you're going to be seeing that unit and being able to compare them to the feds.
Yeah.
And it's
Which we
surreal.
hear a lot about. I have to say, in the news business, you hear a lot about when there's a story that we're covering, sort of how are the FBI and local authorities working together. So it'll be interesting to see that play out, too.
Absolutely.
Here, and I know you have a lot of people on set, former police officers, a lot of advisors. What's one of the craziest things that you've learned from them?
Honestly, for me, it's hearing every day when we go to work and our advisors show up and they tell us about their shift the night before. They tell us what happened, who they caught, what went on, the drugs that they've confiscated, the caches of weapons that they've found and taken off the street. We don't hear about that.
Yeah.
The general public rarely hears about what the police are doing day in and day out to protect the city. And I just feel really lucky because we work with great guys. And they've really changed my whole viewpoint.
You also, on a really sort of fun level, I was on the set of Sirens not too long ago, and I heard that you guys all hang out. The Sirens folks, the Chicago PD, Chicago Fire. Do you all just sort of like live in a dorm? How does that work?
It's a little bit like scattered dorm living, but you know, Josh Segarra, who's on Sirens, plays Justin, Hank Voight's son on PD, which is so surreal that he got these two shows in Chicago. And we've constantly got friends coming through, and we really do feel lucky because Fire sort of set the pace, and they have such a close camaraderie. So when we showed up and Sirens showed up, it was just sort of the more the merrier.
Which is great. You're really active on Instagram. You're really fun to follow. I have to say, you just seem like a fun person to hang out with. But you've also used it to really promote causes, and I know list yourself as an activist. Why is it so important you to use your celebrity for good?
If I'm talking about what really matters to me, someone out there is also going to be inspired, and either those things will matter to them or they'll find what does matter to them. And so my mission for social justice only makes my job on Chicago PD feel more authentic to me, because Erin is very different, but we have the same sort of core value.
Yeah, well, it's great. Thanks so much for coming by.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. We'll be watching.
Thanks.
Sophia Bush, thanks. You can catch Chicago PD Wednesday nights at 10, 9 Central, right here on NBC.